Sorry, traffic.
Well, you could have told us you were going to be late. I came in a real rush and I didn't even have breakfast.
I must make a quick phone call before we begin.
Sorry, can we start now? I've been waiting for 20 minutes.
Shall we have a 10-minute break?
Well, the class should start at 9 a.m. and you shouldn't arrive late to class.
The rule says students must arrive on time. It doesn't say anything about teachers. Well, hello there, super motivated English students. Somos Philip y Isabel de amigosingleses.com y en este video vamos a hacer un repaso de todos los verbos modales en inglés. Whew. It's quite a challenge, but I think we can do it, Isabel.
Are you sure?
I think we can.
Psst. Si vas muy en serio con el inglés, if you're very serious about your English, justo aquí debajo vas a encontrar nuestra Modal Verbs Fan Sheet. ¿Por qué hablamos así? Que se enteren todos los estudiantes. Estos son nuestros ejercicios interactivos con los que vas a poder demostrarnos que te ha quedado todo crystal clear. ¿Sabrías decirnos todos los modal verbs de memoria? Off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, let's see. Can, could, may, might, will, would, must, shall, should, ought to.
10 modal verbs. ¡Bingo! Ahora, ¿quién sabe en casa decirme en qué se diferencian los modal verbs del resto de verbos? Y por favor, no hagáis la bromita de que estos verbos son más educados. Ya está muy vista, ¿vale? No tiene gracia.
Pues, rule number 1, modal verbs don't change their form for the third person singular. So we don't add an S. I'm sure you knew that.
Ajá, did you know that? Of course you did. Entonces, los verbos modales no cambian para la tercera persona del singular. Entonces, ¿cómo dirías en inglés? Ella puede hablar chino mandarín.
She can speak Mandarin Chinese.
Nunca diríamos she can speak Mandarin Chinese. ¿Has oído algún estudiante decir esto?
Oh yes, muchos. Also, modal verbs don't change to form the different tenses.
Así que no tienes que preocuparte de si son regulares, irregulares, ¿vale? Los verbos modales, como ya has oído a Mr. Bartlett, no varían su forma cuando hablas o bien del pasado o bien del futuro. Alright? Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Rule number 2. When you make a question with modal verbs, we do it with inversion. So we don't add any extra auxiliary verbs.
Yeah. Por ejemplo, ¿me puedes hacer un té inglés, por favor?
Can you make me an English tea? Don't say, do you can? Okay? It's just, can you? Can you make me an English tea? This is easy. I'm sure they know that. There you go.
Thank you ever so much.
You're welcome. Okay, rule number 3. When modal verbs are followed by the infinitive form of another verb, we never use to, okay? We use the bare infinitive. I'm sure you knew that already.
Oh, but yes, of course we do. Yeah. Oh, come on, of course we know that. What do you mean?
Be careful. You will not believe the number of times I've seen this in my students' writing. So, now we've talked about some of the rules we need to keep in mind, let's talk about how we use them.
¿Cómo usar los modal verbs en inglés? Déjame que te eche una mano. Number 1. Usamos los verbos modales can, could, may y
and
might para pedir permiso. Can we start now? I've been waiting for 20 minutes. Por ejemplo, ¿puedo conducir?
Can I drive?
¿Puedo hablar con tu padre?
Could I speak to your father?
¿Puedo ir al baño?
May I go to the toilet?
¿Puedo comentarte algo en privado?
Might I have a word with you in private?
Usamos should para dar y pedir consejo. Well, the class should start at 9 a.m. and you shouldn't arrive late to class. Vamos a practicar. Philip, deberías reducir tu consumo de chocolate, querido.
You should cut down on chocolate, darling.
Ay, no deberías poner tanta azúcar en el té.
You shouldn't put so much sugar in my tea.
Sorry, ¿cada cuánto tiempo debería alimentar a tu perro mientras estás fuera?
How often should I feed your dog while you're away?
What?
Twice a day.
6 times a day?
Twice.
No way. She says 6 times a day. To make suggestions. Usamos shall para hacer sugerencias en forma de pregunta con los pronombres I y we.
More examples.
¿Abro una botella de champán?
Shall I open a bottle of champagne?
¿Pongo un poco de música?
Shall I play some music?
¿Bailamos?
Shall we dance?
Can es el verbo modal que usamos para hablar de nuestros talentos y habilidades. Y recuerda que si quieres hablar de tus habilidades en el pasado, debes usar el verbo modal could.
Could.
Now, let's check that pronunciation at home. ¿Yo puedo?
I can.
¿Yo podía?
I could. Can, could. Can, could. Can, could. Can, could. Can, could. Can,
Ok,
could.
no nos vuelvas locos.
Okay.
Can. ¿ya?
Can.
Y could.
Yes.
Sin la L. No se pronuncia la L.
No.
Could.
La L es muda. Could. Y yo no puedo, Isabel.
I can't.
I can't.
I can't. With the long vowel sound.
Y yo no podía.
I couldn't.
I couldn't. I couldn't. Very good. I can't teach English on an empty stomach. I might faint.
Now, can you give us some examples? Let's talk about your abilities. I know you
Okay.
have so many of them.
I can play the Beatles songs on my guitar, but I can't play AC/DC.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, anything else?
I can't cook paella very well, but I can make eggs on toast.
Oh,
And, for example, I could speak a little bit of French when I was a teenager, but I can't remember any of it now.
los verbos modales en inglés también se usan para hablar de probabilidad y para especular sobre lo que creemos que puede estar pasando en el presente.
Isabel got an A+ in her end of term exam. No. You must be mistaken. Isabel can't be the best student in the school. That's impossible. There are lots of Isabels at the school. You might be talking about Isabel Jones.
O en el pasado, para especular sobre lo que pudo haber ocurrido.
You must have made a mistake. I think we may have given her the wrong exam. She can't have scored 100%. That's impossible.
O para especular sobre lo que podría ocurrir en el futuro.
Isabel, bad news. I may cancel our class tomorrow.
What? Why?
Well, the weatherman said it might snow tomorrow, so it may be too dangerous to travel. Students could get stuck in the snow. We also use modal verbs to talk about obligations and rules.
Madre mía, sí quedan en juego, los modal verbs en inglés. Y es que efectivamente también nos ayudan a hablar de normas, de obligaciones y de prohibiciones.
The rule says students must arrive on time. It doesn't say anything about teachers.
Más ejemplos. A ver si puedes traducir estas frases en casa. Todos los empleados deben llevar bien zapatos negros o grises.
All employees must wear either black or grey shoes.
Very good. Tengo que acordarme de ordenar mi escritorio antes de que el director o directora nos visite mañana.
In inglés, I must remember to tidy up my desk before the CEO visits tomorrow.
Tenemos que estar en la oficina a las 9 de la mañana en punto. Clavados.
We have to be at the office at 9 a.m. sharp.
Los empleados no deben aceptar regalos de los clientes.
Employees must not accept any gifts from customers. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't seen our video about the difference between must and have to, you can check it out up here. We highly recommend you watch it after this video. And now it's time for the moment of truth. Get a pen and paper. We're going to translate some phrases. Are you ready, Isabel?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Dispara.
Let's do it. Number 1. Debe haber perdido el vuelo.
She must have missed her flight.
Correct. Very good. She must have missed her flight. Esas chicas son idénticas. Deben de ser gemelas.
Those girls are identical. They must be twins.
Very good, Isabel. Those girls are identical. They must be twins. Number 3. ¿No puedes haber visto a la reina en el bus esta mañana?
You can't have seen the Queen on the bus this morning. The
That-
Queen wouldn't go on the bus.
Correct. Careful with the pronunciation. You can't have seen the Queen on the bus this morning.
You can't have seen the Queen. You can't.
Yes, very good. ¿Tomamos un café?
Shall we have a coffee?
Correct, perfect. Shall we have a coffee? No deberías irte sin descargar la fun sheet.
Aha! You shouldn't leave without downloading the fun sheet.
Perfect. You shouldn't leave without downloading the fun sheet.
Es un consejo. Es un consejo.
Y por último, no deberías haberle dicho a mi padre que suspendí el examen.
You shouldn't have told my father that I failed the exam. ¡Prueba superada!
Well done, Isabel, and well done, students. How many of those did you translate correctly? Let us know in the comments below. And I think that's it for today.
Now remember, si te tomas tu inglés muy en serio, no te vayas sin tu fan sheet de regalo que te va a ayudar a dominar los modal verbs en inglés. Y también tienes todas las explicaciones de este tema en el blog de Amigos Ingleses, aquí arriba y aquí debajo también, ¿ok?
Yes.
En amigosingleses.com. Alright, so happy modal verbs learning!
Enjoy! See you next time.
See you in the next lesson. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.